and welcome back to another episode of To Whom It May Concern. I'm your host Malak, here with my co-host Khuwaila, Mariam, and Inara.
Hey, Salam alaikum.
Salam.
So before we kick off this week's episode, we're going to have a bit of a check-in. You know, everyone's still kind of at home. Some people are back at work. So how are you ladies doing? What's your status? What's new and exciting in your corona lives?
I just started school last week. So it's a different experience because now everything is on Zoom. So alhamdulillah, honestly, it's not so bad. I do have to open my video. So I still have to get ready and not fall asleep during class and tune in and actually participate. But, it seems like people are more
Actually be in school?
Yeah, I guess. That last semester when the whole corona thing happened and we had to switch over, you were able to get away with not putting your video on because they didn't know what to do. So
yeah.
So I was still in bed because it's 8 a.m. and just tuning in. But now I have to sit on my desk and be proper and all of that.
I actually know a lot of parents that in order to get their kids that they're still in school and make sure they're energized and focused, they have them get up, take a shower, eat breakfast at a normal time, change out of their clothes, brush your hair, look the part. You can have lunch at lunchtime. They really want to kind of create the same school environment. So they're still, benefiting, I guess.
It makes sense. To have the same exact routine, but instead of physically going to school, you just go to your desk at the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So off that routine comment, I'm currently studying for the bar for the 20th time now since they keep pushing it. Honestly, I'm happy they push it because I never feel like I'm ready enough. So I'm okay, they give me extra time. I have more time. But for some reason, I'm still behind. I don't know why.
See, I don't mind them pushing it because it benefits you, but it doesn't benefit me because I cannot keep bothering Mariam. See, that's the problem.
Did they push it from October? You're still in October.
No, it's now October 5th. But, okay, that theoretically seems like a long time away. But imagine, the bar exam is your 10 subjects you took in your undergrad year all being tested in 2 days for law school. What did I say?
Undergrad. That's where she is.
I know, seriously. But no, so 10 classes of your law school all in one exam. So it's a challenge. And I'm a slow typer, so I'm also taking a typing class, everybody. Yay! Yay me, I'm learning how to do this.
Which is surprising because the amount of papers you've written, Mariam. I don't get why you're still a slow typer.
You're never going to feel prepared for that. Any of those types of exams. I don't think you're ever okay, now I'm ready to take it.
Yeah.
But we have faith if anyone can do it, it's you, Mariam. So you got this.
So, I just want to say that I have been diagnosed with the COVID-19.
Which is why we're still doing this over Zoom.
Dun, dun, dun.
Honestly, it's been an experience. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait,
here's the
tell
thing.
us how it really feels.
So the first couple days, I had the muscle aches, and I was just very tired. I had a sore throat, like a typical cold. And then I got over it, and then after I was fine, I got the loss of taste and smell, which is still slowly coming back now.
It would make me so sad.
Yeah, it's weird. It's so weird because you can taste some stuff. You can taste spice, and you can taste sour, weird things like that. And then you have temperature and texture still. You can feel all that, but you can't actually taste the food, the good part of it at least.
It's like bland food your whole life.
It's just so confusing. It's and then the first first day or few hours, I'm wait, I can taste. No, I can't. And then you're just tasting everything.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you appreciate those things.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I'm with you because I currently also just tested positive for COVID. But for me, it was, alhamdulillah, I didn't get any body aches or any of that. Mine was a runny nose. And then the next day, my runny nose left. And it was just a bit more congestion. And then slowly I felt my smell and taste just fade away. And then I knew it was completely gone. And similar to what Khuwaila saying, I taste the spice. I could texture, I was drinking Dunkin' today because I'm I want a pumpkin spice latte.
Me too.
I couldn't taste it,
So-
but the texture still felt nice. You appreciate texture?
I have been much more sick, and I've gone to work sick, like before all this whole COVID stuff, because that was just the norm. Like
It's because the thing with COVID is not that they're worried about your symptoms. It's just about how contagious it is.
no, but like any cold before, any cold could be contagious.
But this is deadly.
Yeah.
But technically, like
Because we don't know what it is.
Yeah,
No, but how many people do you know go to work with the flu? And that could
Not
be
the
deadly.
flu.
Like people do go to work with the flu. If they have just like the type of flu that have severe body aches, they go because that's not enough to call off work.
But we have a flu vaccine. Like we know what it is.
No, the Filminac, but it was just before. It was a different time before. Like it was acceptable to go to work sick, and now it's like I have been much sicker before, and I've gone to work. But now because of the small cold I had, I have been off of work for 7-8 days now, and I have to stay off of work for 10 days.
Are you driving yourself crazy?
What is it?
I said, are you driving yourself crazy?
So bored.
Well, that's a concern that teachers had though, because when you tell your parents you're sick, they're like, yeah, you're fine, you're going to school. So people are like, oh my god, imagine how many parents are gonna be like, yeah, you're fine, just go to school. Like they just want to get rid of their kids during this pandemic. It's like
it's true though. I feel like people are just taking it a lot more serious now.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is good.
Hope at least.
Yeah, it's for me. What's scary is how contagious and quickly it spreads. Like a cold and a flu didn't spread this quickly. COVID, like one after the other, the person's like getting it, and you don't know how it's gonna hit that person. So alhamdulillah, like in my household, it just slightly, but like I've heard in different households where like they literally couldn't get out of bed. And some had to be hospitalized. So, we still all have to play our part because you don't know how it's going to affect the other person that may catch it.
Yeah.
And I think for the most part, we've come kind of a long way. Like compared to how many people were dying and getting sick in March versus now, there were so many people that I know got hospitalized like in the past month or so that they were sick with COVID, and doctors were telling them like, if you would have had these same symptoms or feeling the same way in March, chances are you would have died. Like we would not have known how to help you then, like we do now. Like with the antibiotics and the steroids and the NEB treatments and everything. So I mean, I guess we've come a long way. We have a long way to go, but at least it's nice to know we're making progress.
Yeah.
But I'm currently just working, not in school at the moment, and I'm actually excited because I am gonna go to Pennsylvania. That'll be a fun experience. It'll be my first time to that state, so we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna miss you.
I know.
Thank you. I mean, we'll still Zoom. That's the beauty of Zoom. I'll take you guys with me.
You're forced to check in with us because of this podcast.
Now I can't not. Yeah, seriously, right? Now I gotta check in with everybody, and I'm out of stuff to college.
Yeah.
But so it's nice. So people are going back to life. I mean, between the four of us, we can see that things are kind of going back to their norm, I guess. Or like,
I've been trying to stay hydrated. And
Oh
I got
God.
this biggest bottle to make sure I get my water.
What the heck is that?
do you even finish
It's my water bottle. You guys, it's bigger than my head.
Oh my God.
But like, I'm really bad at drinking water. So like,
How many ounces is that?
I don't
Is
know.
that
I took away the paper. 64 ounces.
That is
It's
huge.
almost 2
Wow.
liters.
Wait,
That's
but 64 ounces is how much you're supposed to be drinking in a day minimum. 8-ounce cups. 8 cups is 64 ounces.
Yeah, and so my goal is always to finish this by the end of the day.
Do you know I like barely drink a bottle of Ice Mountain water in a day.
Balak, you need to invest in this bottle. I'm telling you.
I
You wanna
have
stay
water
hydrated.
bottles. I just don't use them.
But like, carry it with you. It forces you to drink. Like me seeing it in my face, and I'm like, oh, and it keeps it cold. And I love cold water, so it works perfectly. You have to.
And
Which
it
is a
actually,
good segue into our topic for today.
I
Since
was
that's a
gonna
life
say,
hack.
drinking lots of water also keeps you full. So it's like a diet hack everyone tells you. Oh, if you're hungry, drink a bottle of water, then see how much you eat. But yeah, so to today's topic, there are a bunch of things that you grow up learning that you never actually use in life. When you get to that stage where you have to make your own decisions, you don't use half the stuff you've learned growing up. But there's always things that after you learn about them, you wish someone would have told you sooner to make life easier, right? There's like 100 things. Every time you scroll on social media, there's all these life hacks or I wish someone would have told me. So we decided to compile some of our favorite life hacks and things people would have told us that we would like to share with you guys to make your life easier. So I think the first thing that we should discuss is like food. People are always eating. They're always interested in food. That's like a common among all people. So what are some life hacks or people would have told you guys about food?
One thing that my mom actually is the one that told me, and I don't know where she got this from, but you know when you open guacamole and it gets brown so quickly?
Yeah.
Like avocado or like actual guac?
Actually, both.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
even like I even do this sometimes with like when you cut up apples and you don't want to finish it. Just any sort of like fruit and stuff, or vegetable. You can just put lemon on it, and then it doesn't turn brown.
But
Yeah,
does it taste like lemon?
It becomes very lemony, true, but like it doesn't turn brown.
You can do the same thing with orange juice. Like I heard people like put orange, yeah, it's just the citrus on apples and stuff, and it doesn't turn brown.
Yeah, but like, why would I want to have an apple that tastes like a lemon?
You know what you can also do with
Wait,
apples?
but
Though? Like put the pieces back together, and it prevents it from becoming brown.
Oh, interesting.
Wait,
So, like,
but the
just
lemon?
cut it up.
I've tried the lemon thing on apples before, and the apples didn't taste like lemon. It really didn't.
That's true. You can wash it though after.
That's true. Look it
So,
up.
like cut it up the night before for lunch the next day. Put the lemon on it, and then you can either wash it, or if you just put the pieces together and like tie it in a rubber band or something, it'll stay not brown. It will not become brown.
I'm gonna try this. Okay, I have a life hack for food, and I feel like this one was so obvious, but just for some reason I was doing it wrong my whole life. And it's the spaghetti strainer. You guys, I used to think, yeah, the spaghetti strainer, like you have to clear up the whole sink and clean it, and you put the spaghetti strainer in the sink. But no, everybody, you have to put the spaghetti strainer. It fits into the pot, and you hold it in the handle like this, and then you just pour it out into the sink. And that's all you got to do.
Yeah, that's smart.
That is smart, but I've never tried it that way.
Yeah, I never
that's
tried
the
it
way
either,
it
but
was
I've
meant
seen
to
it.
be used.
Is it?
Yeah.
Everybody always does it the opposite.
I know. I always put my strainer in the sink, or I like make somebody carry it as I pour it if I didn't feel like cleaning the dishes. But now all you have to do is put it in there, and I'm like, how did I just not think about this?
And the
my
thing
whole
is,
life?
like, yeah, the thing is, I'd like shimmy it in there, and then I put it right back into the bowl.
Yeah.
I know. You put it right back into the pot so you could store it with the sauce. Like, oh. So that is one that I wish I knew, because it could have saved me a hell of a lot of trouble.
So recently for me, this is one of my hacks. I didn't do it yet, but I just read it and I'm like, this is genius. And I hope like Dunkin' does this and Starbucks, because this is an actual problem. So you know when you make your iced coffee at home, I mean you have to put ice in there, but then if you're like me and it takes you forever to finish your coffee, it gets really watered down. So instead of putting normal ice cubes, as you make your coffee, put your extra coffee inside of ice cubes and freeze it. And then when you're making iced coffee, you throw that as your ice. So when it melts, it's actually coffee and not water.
Oh, that would be. So that's so much effort.
No, but it's
because you're
better.
Because you're also usually making it the mix anyway. So it's like making a little extra and putting it in your tray cube.
Yeah, and so next time you have it ready.
Yeah.
You know,
I've seen that.
A good idea from that. Just having like a separate small container that you put inside that keeps the ice and it like keeps the drink cold, but when it melts, it stays inside that container.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times there are the reusable cubes where like you freeze it. It's like plastic though. What? Yeah, it's like a plastic around. It's not water, obviously.
Like an ice, like a small ice pack.
Yeah, and you put it, but it's plastic. It's not like an ice pack. Like you put it in your drink. It's shaped like a cube, where you freeze them and then you put them in your drinks, and they just keep the drink cool.
Oh, wow!
And then you wash it and you put it back in the freezer. Yeah, you reuse them.
That's so fun.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm gonna like spend all my money after this. After learning all these hacks, I'm gonna go buy it. Yeah. But I have another food hack, and this has to do with cracking hard-boiled eggs.
What?
Yeah, because if you're anything like me, I'm sitting there like peeling it and eshitting it, and by the time I eat it, I don't even want it anymore. So what you do, I tried this. So you boil the water, and then when it's done, you whatever, turn it off, and you get another cup. You fill it with a little bit of water. You put the egg inside the water, and you put I guess you could put like another saucer or something on top, and shake it so much, right? You just keep shaking. If you think it's done, you just shake some more, and then you take it out, and then all of the shell just slips off.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. It just slips off. You just go like this, and it's off.
I've tried that one, Mariam. I've done
And
it.
It works.
I actually do that all the time. Yeah, but I don't put the water. I just put the egg in like the bottom of a cup, and then I just shake the cup repeatedly until it's enough to fall off.
Yeah, the reason why
I do
I
all
like
the
the
time.
water though is because I think it makes it sticky to each other, so you could just slide it off instead of having to like pick up some excess.
Do you do this? Do you have to cool the egg at all
No.
after you boil it? You could just do it right away.
Yeah, that's what the little cup of
naturally,
water
you don't
is
want
for.
to burn yourself, so I usually pour a little cold water over the egg, and then I'll put it in the cup and do it.
That's a good one, guys.
That
It's
is-
fast. It's not like it takes long because it's cracked. It's so fast, and then you peel it off. But for all the Nutella lovers, if you ever find yourself buying like the family size jar of Nutella, if you uncap it and you remove the white plastic, there's actually a plastic knife for you to cut open the Nutella and potentially spread it. So if you're like in the car on your way home from Jewel or Walmart and you can't wait, you just open the plastic. There's a knife in there, and you just help yourself.
I've never tracked or tried, so this is interesting. I love Nutella.
Is
Does
it like
Yeah.
anyone buy anything other than the family size? Like,
Yeah, I mean the family size is like the bigger one though.
yeah,
Like my
I know.
family's a family of 4. We don't buy like the huge one because like we don't need it. But they do have the bigger ones.
honestly?
But,
My mom bought the big tubs, like the huge ones.
That's like
I
Bennett
didn't even
size.
know they-
I don't know what that is.
Waila's family is funding all of Nutella.
Imagine that Nutella, you unscrew it, it's like a plate and forks and napkins. It's a place setting.
Yeah,
Waila has the family neighborhood pack, is what she has. Like, that's what they call
literally,
it.
it's not even the family pack.
So just like there's life hacks for food, there's obviously life hacks for other parts of our lives. What are some other things you guys, like some other parts of your life that you use life hacks?
Let's do a category of beauty, because I have, from my experience, my very excessive experience in makeup, some really good beauty hacks. But my first one is that if you have acne, especially like inflammatory acne, you guys, apple cider vinegar. I cannot stress this enough. Apple cider vinegar with the mother. It has to be specifically with the mother. And throughout my whole adolescence, I was sitting here trying such expensive creams and like acne treatments, but my skin is so sensitive that instead of helping, it would just cause it to break out some more. So I was randomly on YouTube one day, and one lady's like, apple cider vinegar with the mother, miracle. And usually I'm skeptical. Plug in the name. Usually I'm skeptical, and I'm like, no, she's just trying to sell me something, a gimmick. But it was only $10, so I'm like, let me try it. And it cleared up my acne within 2 weeks, and it started fading my scars.
So this is not just like active acne; it's also scarring, Mariam.
Yes, it helps my scars too. And I tell everybody and their mother about this. I am putting people on because you need it. You need it in your life.
Honestly, I had pretty bad skin for a while too, and Mariam told me about this. My thing is, my skin is a lot more stubborn. So it didn't take me 2 weeks, it took longer, but because I was consistent with it, it first stopped, like it helped me stop with the breakouts, and then eventually it helped with the scarring.
And what you do
But I
is
love
you're going to take a little travel size, I get it from the Dollar Tree, like a little travel size squeezer bottle, where you kind of put your shampoo in there sometimes if you travel. And you're going to put it half apple cider vinegar and half water. And then you're going to use it in your routine like you would use a toner. And that's all. And then if your skin is more stubborn, you would obviously like up the dosage.
Yeah,
More,
I
make
use
it more
like,
concentrated.
I use like 95% apple cider vinegar and then like the little tiny bit of water.
But you
And
should
it
probably put
helps.
this You should probably put this at night because vinegar has a bad smell, and I'm pretty sure apple cider vinegar is not any different.
Honestly, it does smell bad, but it lasts for like 20 seconds, and then you don't smell it anymore.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, I tried it. I didn't feel like I got like the best results, but that could have been because I didn't make it concentrated enough. And I have a tendency of if I don't see results quickly, I move on to the next thing pretty quickly.
No,
So,
you have to give any skin thing that you do at least 6 weeks. You got to give it a shot to show up there and change your life.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it makes sense. You have to be consistent. It's always key.
That's true. Something interesting that I wish somebody would have explained a long time ago is that for any makeup product you usually buy, there's kind of like on any of the stickers or directly on the bottle, there's always like the product image or an open container image with a number and an M. Okay, so like here's my powder. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, it's right there.
I see it.
This is my Laura Mercier translucent powder. It's your go-to powder if you need setting powder. But so you see this number here. So it's supposed to be. It indicates how long you should have the product after you open it before you should be changing it out.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. So like this should
That's
after I open it, I should not have this for longer than like 12 months.
Okay, let's be real. I feel like everybody keeps their makeup forever until it's
done. Until it's gone. Hold on. I'm gonna check mine now.
But that makes sense, Midak, that they have expiration dates.
But I never knew that. This is how they showed it. Like
yeah, I didn't either till right now.
Okay, the Shape Tape is up 6 months. That's BS. I've had this much longer than 6 months.
Get rid of it. That's what they mean.
No.
I think makeup is only super gross. Like if you're going past is mascara. You should not do that with mascara. Mascara is so gross.
I mean, once it dries out, I'll throw it out. But before then, I'm not.
No, I literally did a project in my micro class in undergrad about mascara and like having it open past a year. It's disgusting. You should not put that wand near your eye after a certain amount of time.
Really?
It's literally, it's a breeding ground for bacteria. It's moist and it's dark.
Like, yeah, and it can probably cause a lot of infection in your eye. Wow. Okay, now I'm going to be extra vigilant about that. I have another life hack or beauty life hack. I don't know if it can be considered as beauty, but I'm just going to slide it in there. It's using a steamer instead of an iron.
Oh, that's so much better.
Oh my God. I have an issue with, I used to iron my stuff and I would burn holes in it constantly. So it's like, if I'm going to iron, I have to take a risk. Like I'm taking this risk that I might not even be able to wear this item after this because I'm going to burn it.
Oh my God,
and that's just like, okay. And I would watch tutorials saying, how do I not burn it? I would buy new irons. No, get a steamer. It's not that expensive. It's worth every single penny.
I have a question though. So I still do have an iron. Yeah. And you know how like sometimes when it's too hot and you touch it, it like there's black stuff on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the iron.
Yeah. Does anyone know how to get rid of that?
No, that's why you get a steamer.
I one time looked it up and they said baking soda and this and that. And I was like trying it and it didn't work. So if anyone has a life hack on that,
please
do steamer.
I would say you need both an iron and a steamer because I have a steamer and I use that for certain clothing and then sometimes you need that straight on like iron burning to material.
If you go over it long enough with a steamer, it's beautiful.
Honestly, steamers are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think you need both.
But you need to be careful because you can also burn yourself with a steamer.
I burned my carpet with an iron. I was in a hurry. Actually, it was for the Modern Skeptics photo shoot, and I was ironing my clothes. Of course, I'm always running late, and for somehow, I was like in a hurry, so I guess I like put it down on my bed, and it bounced off and went to my carpet. And then I was like running off to grab something, and I was like, "Wait, get the iron first!" And then by the time I picked it up, there's a nice iron stain on my carpet now, and I'm like, "Darn it!"
The worst thing about Inara being late is she'll have us meet outside her house. Like, we'll give her the extra time that we all have to meet outside her house so that she cannot be late, but still, don't work. So that's not a life hack.
How big is your steamer though? I feel like storage.
No, I have a nice portable one. It comes with its own stand, so you could just clip it. I got mine from Bed Bath and Beyond. They also have a 20% off coupon. I'm not even trying to plug in here. I'm just getting you guys the discount and your money.
This is not a sponsored advertisement, but it's a great idea.
Okay, my beauty hack is honestly very simple, and it is to wash your pillowcases more often, because you'll be surprised how much bacteria that it collects and how much dirt is on there from your face oil, your hair oil. So just wash that regularly, and it should help with your acne. So that's mine, just some basic cleanliness. Wash your face, wash your blankets more often.
I feel like that's something not a lot of people think about.
Yeah.
I mean, you change your sheets when you feel like it.
Not when you feel like it. You should do it more regularly.
I get like that makes sense though, because all the oils and the stuff from your face every night.
And
Like,
your
it would
hair.
make sense that that's disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you think if I go and sleep on it clean, then it won't be that dirty. But you are the dirty thing in itself. Like your face oils and your hair oils is on there, and it's gross.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's my wash your pillowcases, everyone.
Yeah. So something that I started doing, because I wanted thicker hair, just to show it off.
Oh, like, give us a demonstration, or I can't believe it.
Oh yeah. No, but for that I would take vitamins, but I feel like I was anemic from before, and once I started taking iron supplements, that's honestly what helped me have thicker hair.
Really?
I've
It's
actually
not like the
heard
biotin.
for
I took
thicker
all
hair.
that stuff. What were you
For
saying?
thicker hair, you can also a lot of people say massage like coconut oil into your hair. Honestly, I've even heard people do it with like olive oil, like
People
I don't know.
I'm
But
not,
like people use different types of oils and massage it into their scalp to like.
I haven't tried any of that, but I just know that since I started taking iron along with the other supplements, I feel like it's helped a lot.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, because if you don't have that much blood, why would it go to your hair? Like, it's gonna go to your major.
Prenatal vitamins. I mean,
Yeah.
help.
Prenatal vitamin has a high concentration of iron in it.
Or like biotin, if you take biotin supplements, that's for hair.
Yeah, I feel like
skin,
that's the thing. I tried all of that, and I feel like it still didn't help until I started taking like just specific iron supplements.
Yeah.
I have not retested my hemoglobin yet, though.
All right. Well, Dr. Felene, do you have any medical hacks, life hacks for us?
Honestly, here's the thing. You know how sometimes when you just wake up and you have like a sore throat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes away eventually, but I feel like anytime I wake up and I feel like I'm gonna get sick, I take the emergency. Like the blast of vitamin C. I feel like it helps. Like, I truly do feel like it helps.
Or it actually helps?
Huh?
You think it's psychological, or does it actually help?
It's probably a little bit of both. Everything has some sort of placebo effect.
Yeah.
But it's like being premeditated, like stopping it before it can happen.
Yeah.
No, but so many people do that. Like, so many people I've heard, like, you need to do this vitamin C, get the airborne, whatever you can, in order for you not to get sick.
Yeah. Honestly, though, it's funny because when we have like pretty sick patients in the ICU, there are these like a few physicians, a few attendings that'll like give a bunch of vitamin C. Like, they have like this whole cocktail of like a specific medicine, some steroids, and then vitamins. And one of them is vitamin C. And they're like, there was one study that showed that it might benefit, but like, who knows?
So take it if you're just feeling exhausted or feeling like you're gonna get sick.
Yeah.
So like, honestly, during this pandemic, I know a few people that now they just drink one with their bottle of water every day.
I
Like,
mean,
just
I don't think it'll hurt.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for that, doctor.
Wait, I'm not a doctor, but I have something. Yeah. Let's say you're not feeling well, and you need a heating pad, right? But you don't have one, or you can't find one. This happened with me. Let me tell you how I learned my lesson and how God taught me not to make fun of when other people give you advice. Because the first time someone told me they did this, I was like, that's just so, like, that's not, like, okay, I don't want to say dumb, but yeah, that's kind of dumb. Like, why would you do that? Just go get a heating pad. Like, why do you have this elaborate thing? But at 3 a.m., lo and behold, a week later, I woke up super sick and needing a heating pad and not having one. So I remember this girl's advice, and I'm like, wow, don't make fun of people. Because you take a sock, you put a cup or two of rice in it, you tie the sock up, and you put it in the microwave for a minute and a half, and it is the warmest, hottest thing, and the heat lasts for hours.
Really?
Yes. And then if it fades, you just pop it back into the microwave and reheat. And then if it doesn't is it effective anymore, you dump out the rice, you put another 2 scoops, and you're good to go.
But does it get too hot?
No, well, that's why I only put like a minute or a minute and a half. You learn as you go what temperature you like.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Does the rice get soft or cook in any way? As you're
No.
Like, can you start eating?
No.
Like, is it a heating pad and dinner?
Wow, that would have been a great life hack. But, no, not. I mean, it smells a little bad, but I'm not sure if that was the sock or the rice.
I feel like
I'm kidding. But it worked. It was so effective, and I always feel bad for like making fun of her because
I've never heard of that ever.
neither have I.
I've heard a water bottle, like put, water, and then you can microwave that or pour boiling water inside of that and use that as a heating pad. But yeah, rice and asad.
no rice. It keeps the heat in for such a long time.
Yeah,
You
rice.
don't have to constantly get up and keep reheating it or putting it back in the microwave. It's beautiful.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've never heard of rice, but I have been told, like, in the past, if you ever needed a heating pad or a heating blanket or something and you didn't have it, to just place those like hand warmers and feet warmers like on your
Where are you
stomach.
gonna get that?
Yeah,
Might as well just get the
I don't
heating pad.
I know, but sometimes you don't have it. Like, I don't know,
You have a heating pad or hand warmers.
hand warmer. Okay, well, you know what? The next time you guys have them and you're very cold, don't use them. Okay, you leave those hand warmers on the table and you go microwave your rice. All right?
That's all I ask.
Okay, well, I mean, medicine has life hacks, but are there any law hacks we should know about, Mariam?
I think one major one is a lot of people when they get into legal trouble that isn't criminal law, think that they can afford a lawyer, and that's not true at all. Because for criminal law, they give you a public defender, right? And a lot of people complain about the quality because they're overworked or whatnot, but we're not talking about that. I'm talking about civil court cases. You can get pro bono lawyers that are amazing at their job because there are lawyers that have been in the field for a long time that want to give back, that know that their rates are a lot of like really expensive, and the average household or lower than the average household can't really afford that much money. So they do take the time and do it pro bono. And there are so many agencies that will connect you with really good lawyers. All you have to do is Google it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And a lot of people get intimidated by like corporations like doing, oh, we're going to sue you if you don't settle at this very moment for this much. Don't let them intimidate you. Take your time. I mean, not too much time. Like, don't ignore it. You have to answer, by the way, because if you don't do this, please don't be these people where you don't answer and then they go to court and the judge will give them a default judgment because you just never responded. Please respond, because 90% of the time they'll intimidate you and threaten you because they know you would rather just settle it and remove it than take the time to go find a pro bono lawyer. Mm-hmm. So don't feel rushed or panicked or threatened or intimidated.
Yeah. That is actually good to know, because even as students, like a lot of times you seek legal advice or legal aid and you don't think that there's a lot of pro bono options.
There are so many agencies and they're tailored too. Like there are so many agencies for students like that. Look, we do want to help, I swear. Find us.
Okay, Inara, so I feel like now that we're doing professional hacks, are there any like psych or social work hacks we should know about?
Okay, a simple one that comes to mind right now. In order for someone to feel connected, kind of imitate their body language. So, if they're kind of like, like if they're a little slouchy, you might want to also to come in and like slouch a little bit.
So if someone's doing like this, and then you're like this.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're actually engaged in tuning into someone, I feel like our body naturally does this because
That's
I'll
true.
catch myself.
You-
I kind of catch myself sometimes naturally doing it. So if you really want to engage and let the person feel connected, like you're listening and you're there with them, kind of like mimic their body language. And they also say kind of use the other person's sense style of language. So as they talk, don't obviously copy what they're saying, but pick up on their style of language, and then you could use that as a means to like connect with them, make them feel
So
heard.
if they have bad grammar, I should use bad grammar.
I guess.
Not bad grammar, but like
Seems
more
so like obvious,
colloquial.
like okay. And I guess it depends whether this person really knows you. Like, okay, I know you're not being yourself, like
No, but that makes sense. Like if the first time you're meeting someone, you don't want to give off this intimidating, like I'm pulling out the biggest words in the dictionary wording,
Yeah.
and then they're not going to connect with you. So
Mhm.
speak to them like on their terms.
Yeah.
Now, one
makes
thing
sense.
I learned about psychology in my psych class that I have been using, and Inara, you can comment on this. It's probably wrong. Like I shouldn't be doing it. But if I want a favor from someone, or I want them to do something like my parents or my siblings, I will ask for something big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then I'll be like, fine, can you just do this? And that little thing is what I really wanted to ask.
It is evil.
So, yeah, let's say for
Smart.
instance, I want my brother to vacuum the kitchen. So I'll tell him, hey, can you clean the kitchen? He'll be like, what? That's gonna take me all day. I'm like, fine, can you just vacuum it? He'll be like, okay. But
That's
all I really wanted him to do was vacuum.
Maria, maybe you shouldn't be exposing your life hack. Like that's a good one.
It works so well because people feel guilty already about saying no to you for the bigger ask.
smart.
They're more willing to say yes to the second thing that you ask them.
Actually, I did learn about that. People
Yes,
use it for donations. Like, oh, can you donate for this, like a big amount? And then they'll feel guilty for saying no. It's like, oh, okay, can you just do this then?
Like, I
Wow.
just
Or
$10 bucks.
sometimes you could do a small ask and then go bigger. Like I don't know if you guys remember, we were we were in the city. Listen to this, like we were in the city. We were in what is that thing called? Remember it was a Christmas thing.
Oh, the Christ Kindle Market.
Yeah, we were down there. We were in the city, and we stopped by there, and somebody had stopped by. But at first, the guy that wanted, he needed money or wanted money, but he didn't say that. He's like, "I'm really, really, really cold. Can you get me hot chocolate?" And then he went to Mariam, and Mariam's like, "Yeah, I'll get you a hot chocolate." So
Why are you exposing me? Now
Mariam got
everybody will
hot
know I'm a
chocolate.
sucker.
And then he kind of like stayed around, like I don't know why. He continued to like talk and say a little bit more about his life story to Mariam. And Mariam's such a sweetheart. She's not gonna say anything to him. She's gonna listen to him and stuff like that. And then later he asks for money, and still him money. But I was like, oh, he's tricky. Like
He was slick.
yeah, he knew, like, let me just ask for hot cocoa. I'm, like, super cold. And he was like, oh, I want the one with the fancy cup. He's just like, yeah, just, like, the paper cup is fine. And then he started to go on about his life story. And then, like, before he departed, he's like, can you please give me some money? And I'm like, oh, he's so slick.
I'm like, sure, John, here you go.
But he was like, make sure you buy your dog some food, okay?
Say hi to the kids for me.
Well, I mean, inshallah, you will get rewarded, Mariam, endlessly for your kindness.
No, but
that is
like,
really
it could
funny.
go both ways.
Yeah, so even, like, a small ask and then slowly asking more
Make your way up.
might work, too.
Feel
Yeah.
connected.
I mean, the most I've learned in psychology is like liars look to the left. That's,
Oh.
Or they touch their nose a lot. If somebody's talking and lying, they touch their nose. They may look to their left.
yeah, they don't make eye contact for very long. Like, so
Probably more
Yeah,
fidgety.
But don't when you think of something like, I feel like I look up left.
That's different. Yeah, like you're thinking. Sometimes I do that too.
And I don't think the left is necessarily to all liars or all people that don't lie. It was just like, it's just a tell for most people that if they do just suddenly look to the side during that specific time, then chances are they're lying to you about something.
You know, there was a show, it's an old show called Lie to Me. It was about a guy who can like tell when people are lying based off these things, like looking to the left. And he was like a detective or something, so he would try to figure out cases based off that.
That's interesting because you don't think your body betrays you.
It does.
Oh, yeah, 100% it does.
SubhanAllah.
Like the nerves and stuff of lying, I can imagine it. Like, there's a tell to it.
I guess, Milak, the last part is student hacks.
Uh,
I'm sure there's plenty of students.
I don't know if this can be considered like a hack necessarily, but I wish someone would have told you that you don't need to major in something specific when applying for graduate school. So,
Yeah.
like for med school or dental school, for example, you don't have to major in biology or chemistry to apply for graduate school. You can literally major in anything as long as you fulfill the requirements. Which is interestingly enough, and now I find that when you speak to admission counselors and advisors, etc., that they actually look for students that don't necessarily major in those typical biology or science because they want to see kids that are exposed to different things.
Yeah,
So-
it makes sense because it will make you more well-rounded.
That's so true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, in grad schools, they teach you a new way to think and a new way to process information, and they give you the information that they want you to know. So coming in with different types of information is extremely beneficial for them.
I would say that depends because I feel like within my field, you know, I majored in psychology in my undergrad and then I did psychology for my master's. I do feel like doing my bachelor's in psychology made things a lot easier in my master's program. Like I understand, you know, mental health issues a lot faster, crisis counseling a lot faster because I was exposed to it. So sometimes it does also give you an advantage in that it's knowledge that you've learned before and it's just advancing that knowledge. So
yeah, and
work both ways.
And it definitely helps that if you're a science major, obviously you take all the science, and science isn't the type of subject that's constantly changing. So chances are, if you saw it in your biology gen ed class, you're going to see it 3 more times all the way until you finish graduate school. But it's just that for the sake of, if you're interested in something else and you were thinking about majoring in something else, you could always pursue that degree and then just do your prereqs for med school or whatnot.
I have
yeah.
a cool hack, which is don't be afraid to buy the later edition of the book. So, for example, your teacher wants edition 11 and there's an edition 10. Don't be afraid to get the edition 10. That's a lot cheaper because there is rarely very minor details that are changed.
Honestly, I stopped buying books a while ago. I found like there's apps like for I don't know if it's still around, but when I was an undergrad, it was Scribd or something like that. SCRIBD, and I can just always find the e-version of that book for free. I think a hack should be just don't even buy books.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say for me, there was like my freshman year of undergrad, I was spending like $1,000 on books. Ridiculous. And I'm like, there has to be a better way. So what I found out is my library did iShare, so you could request books from universities that might have it, and they'll send it over, and you literally have the whole semester. So instead of even renting at Amazon, even till today, like my graduate program, the first thing I check is my iShare library. I'm like, do they have it? Can I get it? And so much money. I don't get it from Amazon. I don't rent from Amazon or Chegg. I literally go and they're connected to all the universities that have it, and they ship it over to my university, and I just pick it up from there. So see what resources your library has, and you'll save so much money from books.
Libraries have so many resources that aren't books. Like there are so many things that you can rent from a library, and if your library doesn't have it, they request it from another library. I feel like libraries are such an underground hidden gem that people don't utilize, and you need to.
Yeah, it's not even generally if you're, let's say your library doesn't offer these resources, which 1,000% of the time usually they do, especially when you're at a university and colleges and graduate schools, they for sure have some type of system. But even if you go directly to your professors, like there's no shame in going straight to the source and being like, is there a different way for me to get this book? Is there, you know, some other type of method I can use? If you don't want to buy the book, is there an online version I can get for free? Like there's always something that you can do for sure, 100%. Okay, so are there any other random hacks you guys do or you've known about that you'd like to share?
I found one, and now that it's summer, I use it all the time. I love how I always have to like pre-set up my hacks. And you know when it's summertime and the ants come to your house, they come marching right in, okay? And I get super paranoid about any like little crumb. Did we have a Azuma? Pull the vacuum out right away because you're gonna get ants the next day and they're so annoying. I found this beautiful hack, and it's if you put water and add peppermint oil. Okay, you can get peppermint oil at any of your local stores. You can order it online. You put like 20 drops in a spray bottle with water, and the ants disappear. You spray it by your windows, you spray it by your doors. I spray it on my carpets where food usually like will go if it's under the table. And I've never seen them again ever since I sprayed the peppermint oil.
I need that.
I do it once a week, all the windows, all the doors.
How long does it last for? Like, does it have to be once a week?
I have no idea, but I'm not going to test anything. This works the way that it works. And I swear, I have not seen them. They have not bothered me.
And peppermint smells good.
Yeah.
I think the smell is way too strong for their senses. So they like go away from it. And I heard it also works for spiders too, but I've never had like a major spider problem where I tested this out.
No, but I feel like the peppermint is also like another essential oil that people put in their diffusers. I feel like even like spraying it, I don't know the benefits of it, but I'm pretty sure like how it's like, oh, put lavender to help you go to sleep. I wonder what peppermint does. So maybe
I'm pretty sure it wakes you
might
up.
relax you or something.
No, it wakes up the senses.
Oh yeah, there you go. That makes sense. If you want to like study and wake up more, spray some peppermint in the air.
So it has a good smell, sets your mood, and then it
Kills ants.
Not kills them, but like shoots them away.
Yeah, and you.
So it doesn't kill them. It just makes them.
No, it doesn't kill them. I always feel so bad when I have to kill ants, and I always have to set myself up like.
Not in my home.
Yeah, I know.
My home. I'm not in your territory. I'm gonna kill you if you set your family after me. Like that's cool.
You guys, can I tell you one of my hidden fears?
What?
Are talking about ants. Okay. One of my hidden fears or phobias that I have is to sit on grass and sit on an anthill. Okay. Every time like we have to sit on grass or somebody's like, oh, let's just sit here, I slightly like hesitate because I'm afraid to sit on an anthill. And let me tell you why. There is a story behind this.
I'm gonna ask, yeah.
When I was a child playing outside, I sat on the grass, right? Because I was playing whatever, me and my siblings. I sat on the grass and I sat on an anthill. And I had ants crawling all over me. And I was
red ants?
like trying to, a lot of ants, guys. They were everywhere. I was running and I was like going to the bathroom, like taking off my clothes, and it was not coming off. It was really, really bad. And now every time we like sit on the grass, I always think, I hope there's no anthill right there, and I always hesitate. And
that's not a nightmare.
To sit on cement than grass.
So I have another random hack. I don't know if people know about this or not, but what I do is whenever I have something that I want to hang up on my wall, I use, the thumbtacks that you use for bulletin boards?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I never have any nails, or if we do, I don't know where they are. And that's annoying because it requires a hammer and it's like a much bigger hole. So as long as the picture or the whatever, if like we painted something, is not too heavy, I'll just put a thumbtack in and then I hang it up.
Oh,
wow.
It works pretty well.
Here's a beauty hack that I forgot. Okay, so if you have like a limited product or you need to like a quick blush or something and you don't have blush, you can use your lipstick as blush.
I've seen that before.
Like you just put like a spot or two, and then you kind of just blend it in and you get your red look. And some people even use it for eyeshadow. Like how
you could also use your fingers.
More of a color on the lashes. Yeah, that too. This is more of an artificial hack. But yeah, people even put it on the outer corners of their eyes as eyeshadow. So very versatile.
Yeah. No, you know what I like? What you guys use. The Glotion instead of foundation.
Mm.
It's
a lot lighter and it's just, it's very light and just gives you a nice like tint and glow.
And it's not like thick and pasty.
Yeah, no.
No, it's very, very transparent.
Yeah, but then it also doesn't give you like coverage.
If you need coverage, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not meant for coverage.
I have a general one, like for your life. And I think people now are getting more into this, but it is getting a source of passive income. And what passive income is, it's income that you can make that doesn't require you actively being there and actively putting in your time. And this is super important. So things that count as passive income is like investing in stocks. And you guys, stocks are not scary. Okay, look up a YouTube.
I'm scared of that.
don't be scared. Because generally, if you just do a little bit of your research on the company and don't try and make like $10 billion in one day, just invest. Well, I'm not giving you investing advice, okay? Look up your own investors, do your own information, look up YouTube videos. They're very helpful. But what you want to do is you look at companies that are steady, that have been here for years and years, that aren't about to go bankrupt. Like, look into these things, and it's not scary. A lot of people have become extremely wealthy on stocks, and what's good about it is it's very passive. It's you put in that investment to a smart company, and obviously no interest and whatnot. Like, but you do your different research, and it will just accumulate over time. So you look at it a year from now, and all of a sudden the company became bigger and they grew, and now you have like $5,000 more that you didn't have to work really hard for.
Mm-hmm.
So get passive income.
Yeah, but like stocks it's kind of like your money is being held somewhere else. So like you can't really use that income right away.
No, you can sell your stock right away and take that money back and put it into your account.
I mean, but it doesn't necessarily just have to be stocks. It could just be investing in general,
Yeah,
like in buildings and businesses. Yeah.
So a lot of people do, I know, that do passive income is they will rent a apartment, or they'll buy just one apartment and they'll rent it out to people. And that's passive income, because then they'll get a check. Like, everything comes with like a little bit of effort in the beginning, which is what passive income I think requires, is effort in the beginning. But then in the long run, it just makes money for you without you needing to take a lot of your time and effort into it.
You're already thinking about retirement. Look at you.
Girl, I want to retire tomorrow if I can.
Mariela hasn't even started working yet.
I know, literally.
Retirement.
Life is work. Life is work.
Well, obviously, there are a lot of different ways to make life easier, although sometimes you can try all the hacks in the world and life just seems difficult. And that's just something you can't help. Yeah, seriously. But thank you so much for tuning in and listening to yet another episode of To Whom It May Concern. As you can tell, we have a blast recording these episodes, and we hope you have just as much fun sitting and listening to us. If you don't already, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at The Modern Skeps. If you ever have any ideas you'd like us to discuss, please feel free to email us at themodernskeptics@gmail.com. If you think of any funny life hacks that you think we can use, please feel free to DM us. We enjoy reading the comments and the messages and finding out what you do every day. So thank you for tuning in. Continue to tune in every Tuesday. Make sure you give this YouTube video a thumbs up and you subscribe to our channel so you can continue to get notified about every time we drop new content. Thank you. Sincerely, The Modern Skeptics. P.S. Not all life hacks make life easier.